For Comedy Hype News, I'm John Ava. We're still dealing with the aftermath between Monique and DL Hughley. On Saturday, part of Monique's stand-up comedy set was filmed and released online, where she opened her set by trashing Hughley because she was expecting to be the headliner of the show. The two comedians have since gone back and forth online, providing several receipts from their paperwork that showed they were supposed to headline the Fox Theater show in Detroit. As mentioned, the footage from the night would first show Monique taken to the stage as she would reveal her frustrations on the lineup order by calling DL a bitch and a coon for wanting to close the night over her. This footage will be seen by millions online and across social media without hardly anyone seeing what Hughley had to say immediately after until now. Local comedian Jeff Horst, who appears to be a friend of the night's hosting comedian Josh Adams, will post clips to his Instagram page, including DL's immediate reaction to Monique's diss just before he got on stage.
Detroit, what did I miss? Damn, Kanye and Monique. I can't go nowhere. Apparently Precious was not a movie, that shit was an autobiography, god damn. I hate everybody, damn. Netflix and Steve. You know what I understand? Now we just went through one of the roughest weeks in recent history. 10 black people get slaughtered in Buffalo because they're black. You got 21 kids getting slaughtered in Mexico, and you want to talk about you all the goddamn time. What the you about? You.
Fast forward to the next day, Monique would ask to see Hughley's contract. He would then proceed to post his deal memo. The deal memo stated that Hughley was slated to close the show, as well as be the highest paid artist on the show, have approval of the lineup, and running order of the show. Hughley's caption read, "After this, I don't want to hear no mo about this. Here it is in black and white. The only thing blacked out is personal bank info. Pay attention to the headliner, the highest paid artist on the show, artists who have approval of lineup of the show, DL Hughley, closing. I got everything that was stated in my contract, everything, but let's say I didn't. My beef wouldn't be with anyone but the promoter and or my team, and I damn sure wouldn't make it personal. If you have a problem, take it up with management, and by that, I mean yours, Daryl Lynn Hughley." After Hughley posted his paperwork, the comments were filled with support from other comedians and fans. It's Hughley by a landslide, and now the weather, Shooter King. Paperwork just walked through the portal like Thanos. Tony Baker, Kim Whitley, Darius McCrary, Gary Owen, and D Nice were all present in Hughley's comments, shocked by the receipts that were pulled up. Hughley responded to Whitley's comment, "I hate even having to go here, for real." Many thought the beef between the legends were done, but Monique would post her performance agreement in response that stated that Monique would be the headliner and closing act of the show. There were some of you who were fooled by the smoke and mirrors of DL posting his deal memo versus his performance agreement. Here is my performance agreement, and here are emails and texts confirming that as per usual. I'm going to always keep it real and honest with my people. If you notice, mine has signatures and DL does not. What type of ironclad agreement doesn't have signatures of the participants involved? Apparently, DL's. Now, you told me to check with my management, and this is what I came up with, so how'd I do? Perhaps you should have taken your own advice, because I'm sure your team would have advised you against trying to pass a deal memo off as a contract. To those out here who thought a deal memo was the same as a performance agreement, especially some of the comedians, this is how we're constantly taken advantage of by the business. And just so you know, the promoter already told my team before the show that you didn't have a signed agreement. That's why I'm not surprised you're using a deal memo. That said, maybe they lied and you actually have a contract. If so, the promoters have put themselves in a terrible position to have more legal action taken against them, beyond malicious concealment for breaking the contract at the last second. That said, DL, we the people will be waiting for your signed agreement. Tony Baker couldn't help but comment on Monique's post to saying, "Oh, after DL's paperwork post walked through the portal like Thanos, Monique's counter paperwork just walked through the portal like the Avengers after the snap reversal. I hate that this is happening, but I'm dialed all the way in." The support under Monique's comments wouldn't contain as many blue checks as Hughley's, but dedicated fans continue to stand by the Queen of Comedy. After Monique posted her performance agreement, Hughley would chime in again, asking, "Hicks Media Inc., hold up. That's you. You really showing everyone a contract you submitted from your company? I smell bullshit. I wouldn't pick it up with the old ass birth certificate paper it was written on. Stop the cap. Now explain to me how my shit was delivered on and yours wasn't. Sounds to me like your problem is with Hicks Media Inc. Can we please implement the 3 knockdown rule? Hughley would also point out that the contract was signed on March the 29th, while Monique was signed a day before on the 28th. What a difference a day makes, Hughley wrote. Under Hughley's second post, the creator of Blackish Kenya Bear said, "I'm so petty, this is bringing me so much entertainment." To that, Hughley said, "I promise, I'm just trying to enjoy a day off, bruh." Now that both Monique and Hughley have provided evidence that they were supposed to be the closing act of the show, what do you guys think about this back and forth? Is there beef with each other or the promoters of the event? Should this have been handled differently? Let's talk about it more in the comments below, and stay up to date for the latest news and comedy by subscribing here to our YouTube channel and follow Comedy Hype across all social media. Plus, look out for new original content coming to our streaming service at comedyhype.com. For Comedy Hype News, I'm John Abba.